Episode 374 of the Rebel Scum podcast. Another stellar intro. Here we are. Brock, take it away.
374 of these. And we switch it up. I am so glad our song doesn't work. Can you turn this off?
Hold on. Okay, it's gone. I put a poll up, Brock.
Did you?
But but when I put the poll up, I didn't mute the YouTube channel. So I was hearing everything double. A lot of it. All right, that is the Acoustic Cinema brought to you by StreamYard. Thank you so much for that, guys. We have to have something on there. Brock 374.
Woo, 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 woo. Here we are again. What is up? Nothing in Star Wars. I don't know what's up in the Star Wars today. I have no idea.
Few things going on in Star Wars land. A lot of fun stuff, of course, happened. You're going on vacation. I'm going to spill out those beans. You're going to New Mexico.
Yeah.
For vacation. Hey, Ron. And while you're gone, everything's going to drop. Everything you ever want to know about Star Wars is going to happen in the next few days that you're away. But there's a few things to talk about. Let's go into blind rankings right away and get that going on the blindness of rankings, because it's always fun and it's a nice way for me to really like play around with your mind before you go on vacation. How about that? All right. Hold on. I have to find. It's going to be top 5 ambiguous Jedi. Top 5 ambiguous Jedi. So not biguous, ambiguous. We're going to go number 5 or 4 or 3 or 2 or 1, whichever one you want, Brock, with Pong Krell.
I don't know why.
Pong Krell.
I don't know who he is, so 5.
He's from the Clone Wars show.
Is he the one that goes evil?
Yeah.
Oh, is that why he's ambiguous?
Yeah.
I hated that series. Like that one I would avoid.
I think most people. I don't think you're alone in that one. Let's go with Quinlan Voss.
Oh, I'm gonna put him at number 1.
Wow. All right.
I'm just gonna guess that he might be at the top.
Yeah, that's fair enough. Mace Windu.
2 then. Quinlan Voss is a character that they do not give enough credit, and they should have used him more than they did.
Yeah, I probably agree with you. Sifo Dyas.
4.
Sifo Dyas. And you're number 3.
I was like, what does he look like again?
Yeah, Quinlan Voss, Mace Windu, Ahsoka Tano, Sifo Dyas, Pong Krell. How do you feel about your rankings there?
If I'd known, maybe it'd be a little different, but I'm still pretty happy with it. Those are the top 3 for sure. Like, you want those.
You know, I'm not going to start it with Ahsoka. You got to go further down the rabbit hole of Ahsoka, and I got to make you. This one. It's ambiguous Jedi. It could be anybody.
Yeah.
Next time we're going to go with birthdays. Kiadi Mundi will be all of them for sure. Kiadi Mundi. So those are our blind rankings. Let us know what you guys think over there in the comments. And now we're going to go to Brock's favorite part of the show when we talk about
spent that money.
Conja Club wants their investment back too.
I never made a deal with Conja Club.
Tell that
that's
to
where we
Conja
just
Club.
watched the movie. So tell that to Conja Club right here. It's just going to keep going. Keep going. Tasu Leach. All right, it's out of here. Here we go. Tell that to Conja Club. Our conversation today is, have you heard about Mark Hamill was on a podcast recently. I guess it would be better for me to understand to know what podcast that was. But he was on a podcast. Did you hear him on this podcast talking about The Last Jedi?
No.
All right. I'm going to present the screen, share screen from Cinema Blend to give them some credit here. Cinema Blend. Nobody needs to. Okay, here we go. Block notifications. Is that what you do? You block them at the stage. Okay, Tasu Leech. Or don't add the stage. Whatever happens here. Okay, there we go. Tasu Leech. All my ads are in French. I'm telling you. Think I'm lying. Mark Hamill created a wildly dark backstory for Luke Skywalker, and I kind of wish they used it for The Last Jedi. So let's hope they say so. Luke's exile becomes clear with Hamill's devastating backstory. So you remember, Brock, how Mark Hamill famously said he didn't agree with Rian Johnson,
Yeah.
and all that. So he kind of gives clarification to that, how he didn't agree with him, but he was a director and he would respect him. So he had to come up with his own backstory for Luke Skywalker and why, to get around his own feelings of the character and doing that. So Luke Skywalker's reclusive, broken state in Star Wars: Last Jedi, blah, blah. Mark Hamill recently took part in an interview on NPR's Bullseye with Jesse Thorne, posted on NPR's official YouTube channel to promote his 2025 movie release, The Life of Chuck. During the chat, Hamill opened up about his original take on why Luke would walk away from everything he envisioned, a personal tragedy so painful that even the Force could bring him back. He goes, I thought what could make someone give up a devotion to what is basically a religious entity to give up being a Jedi or the love of a woman. So he falls in love with a woman. He gives up being a Jedi. They have a child together. At some point, the child, as a toddler, picks up an unattended lightsaber, pushes the button, and is killed instantly. The wife is so full of grief, she kills herself. So that's Mark Hamill take it. The internet, of course, went all a rage on this one, and they can't stand anything he says. But that's your first time hearing it. What are your thoughts on that?
I mean, after you said Mark Hamill, I'm like, is Uncle Mark talking again online? Because there was a good space of time where he would just say things, and you're like,
yeah.
But I guess I didn't know he was in Life of Chuck.
He's in a lot now. I think he's in the new Stephen King movie, the 100 yard walk, whatever it's called.
Oh, is that out yet? I just saw the previews.
Are they both Stephen King things?
Yeah, Life of Chuck is.
He's just Stephen King. Just whenever you have a Stephen King, or maybe he's just promoting the other one because he's in this. I don't know. He's promoting it. That's all I know. Sorry, go on.
But I don't know. It's just like Mark Hamill needs to stop saying stuff. Just come in and tell us about George Lucas or Harrison Ford, or that time I was like, oh, I didn't think this would go anywhere, but it's just sort of enough. But that story is interesting because it's I think we both read the novelization of Last Jedi, and it opens with this dream that Luke has if his life was totally different, if he never left Tatooine or whatever. It's he was never met C-3PO and R2-D2, and he has a wife in it, and it's just oh, that's very cool. Stuff like that. Obviously, it's hilarious. It's not to be sexist, but predominantly Star Wars fans from the original trilogies are men, right? I would argue our fan base is predominantly male. That, I mean, always there's a never-ending exception to that rule, but it's just sort of funny how a thing that a lot of men are really into is it's just about playing house. It's oh, and then you married this, and then he married him, and she married him, and then they both kiss. That could be taken totally wrong. Please do not turn that into a meme. But yeah, that's cool. I like the idea. Super dark. This is why Mark Hamill doesn't write stuff. That's super dark. There are ways you could tell that story, but be very it's in New Hope you see blackened skeletons of Uncle Ben and Aunt Beru, and hold on, my computer went crazy. And that is not as dark as this, a child offed himself with a lightsaber, and then the mother took her life. whoa, you know what I mean? Like it's just like I'd rather just blacken. But like it does make sense where he's coming from because it's just like what happens when your whole life, which is your family, is just wiped out. He's like, yeah, you would give up, you would become a hermit, you would just like. So it makes sense. I mean, that's fun, but also like Mark Hamill, you don't write things, so what are you doing?
Oh, I didn't. The problem too is like we didn't watch that interview or listen to that interview, so I don't really know like if he was prompted because I don't know if you saw this. So Superman had its premiere yesterday.
Right.
Don't Say Legacy Superman, and I saw some clips of the red carpet because Variety was on the red carpet. And earlier in the day, an article came out, and James Gunn said it was an immigration story, like because Superman's an immigrant, right?
Cool.
And so so Variety though they asked everybody on the red carpet. They said that how do you feel that Meg is taking it and not very happy about it? And they all kind of said whatever. And James Gunn is like, yeah, this movie's for everybody, which I thought James Gunn, as tiring as he can be, that was the perfect answer that you could have. He's like, it's for everybody. It doesn't matter. It's for everybody.
Yeah.
But then Variety is like, their next article, Brock, was Superman fans lash out at Mega or something. I'm like, what? No, you cornered them and kept asking them the question. It's like they weren't like, we need to talk. I think Nathan Fillion said that people need hugs. He's probably right. But like,
yeah, probably.
so I don't know how this conversation got there because you got to feel also at this point, Mark Hamill's like, can we just not talk about The Last Jedi?
Yeah, that's true.
But I'm with you though. I kind of like, I like it. I don't like it. Obviously, the backstory. It's kind of brutal, but I think there is a way to do it, and I like that he justified it in his own mind. And I think, which I think actually speaks to a lot of one of the big criticisms of Luke's character in that movie is that it kind of came out of nowhere.
Yeah.
And that, we wait a whole, we say this all the time. We made that whole movie for him because he's built up the whole movie. And then this happens and there's no real explanation as to why. It's just, it is what it is. And he has a moment with Ben and you're like, is that it? Like, it doesn't seem like enough. So, I mean, it is something that it would have been nice had they added, not that specifically. I'm just saying, I think his mentality going in was actually a lot closer to a lot of the fans. And I don't know if that was expected.
He could have gone in and said like Star Wars is a movie and like the internet would have like lost their minds.
Oh my God.
It's just
well, now everybody hates Mark Hamill, right? Because he's political.
Oh, okay, great.
Yeah, I don't think you're allowed to like him, so whatever he says is wrong.
Cool. Like, here's the thing. It's just like white men, and I say this as a white man that is also approaching older age. White men over a certain age, you should just not listen to them. Like, I think for the next 30 to 40 years, old white men over the age of, let's say, 50, 60, and I'm not saying that just because I'm only 41. I am going to become one of these people. It's like their opinions don't matter anymore. They don't. Like, our world would be, not to get political, our world would be profoundly greater if white men could just not do anything after the age of 60. Fight me on it if you want, but I'm surrounded by a lot of older men at work, and I'm just like,
I think the same would be true of anybody.
Yeah, exactly, and that's true. But like, I think white males have had their time in the sun, but like, yeah, I don't know. It's just, I like it. You know what? Let's stop being like critical of it. It's just like, that's fun. I do like that. I would love Harrison Ford to tell me what he was thinking when he was like, I don't know.
It's gonna be a good paycheck.
Yeah, exactly. Like, I what am I saying? He's totally told us what he was thinking when he's acting. But you know what I mean? I do enjoy like the actors. What do you call that? What they get in the mindset. The actors.
Yeah,
I don't know, whatever.
Their backstory mindset.
Yeah, mindset. Yeah, like
they all do it.
Song. Yeah,
they all do it. They just, you don't hear about it because they're not asked a million times about it. And I bet he made that story up last night. And he was like, no, like the night before, he's like, they're going to ask me, I better have something.
Yeah.
So I think it's good. Again, like you have to get in that mindset. And I think, it would have been nice had any of the movies taken the time to kind of get there, but why would they?
This all being said, like if we were to get like a cartoon that would tell us what happened between Return of the Jedi and any of the prequels, I think that would be a lot of fun. Like we've talked about it on a lot. Like we've said this a million times. Like Lando and Mark Hamill, Lando and Luke going on some kind of journey to find one of those books or compasses or whatever it was. I'm like, that'd be cool. I would love to see that. You don't even have to give me the whole story. Just give me a little smattering of it. Like, it'd be
when they
great.
put things in books, it drives me nuts.
Yeah, but like, I'm not even talking about books. Like, just like the Tales series are perfect for these stories. Like Tales of, I don't know, call it Tales of the in between. Like, I don't know, like Tales of Luke, and like they could just keep making those. Like they could make one of those every 6 months. I mean, I don't know how to animate, so I shouldn't say that, but like how good would that be? Like they're so perfect because they give you just a taste of what you're interested in, but doesn't like you're not investing that much time into it at all.
It would be nice to have just any Star Wars.
Yeah, that's true. That's very true.
Just go with Star Wars.
Yeah.
I have a question. Is my camera flipped? Can you read it? Is it backwards?
No, I can read it.
So you read it properly?
Yeah, and it says on air behind you. I think sometimes when you're sending out, it flips you, but that's totally fine.
Good, because one thing, my pet peeve when I watch people's reels, Brock, is flip your damn camera.
Flip it.
I don't know what your shirt says, buddy. Flip your camera.
Just don't word words. Don't do it.
Like, nobody flips their camera. I'm like, I don't like. Then I meet you in person, and your mole's on the other side. I'm like, I don't even know if I can trust you anymore. I don't even know if I can trust you anymore.
Yeah.
Anyways, that's what's happening in Star Wars. Is fans are irate over Mark Hamill saying a backstory that he made up that's completely fictional, by the way.
Yeah.
It just got him in the mindset to do his job, by the way. A mindset to do his job.
Yeah. I
did a video years ago on this channel, probably 6 years ago, maybe more, where I had a headcanon story about how Luke Skywalker got to that point. I think it was before Rise of Skywalker. And I'm not going to lie, I do not remember what I said in that video, but I do remember, I think I did it with Fantasia and my mic wasn't on, or his mic wasn't on. Somebody's mic was not on. So I don't even know if I went back and found it and rewatched it, if I would even be able to tell what I said. But I don't remember. But I think, it's like sometimes you got to create these backstories, these headcanon things to figure things out. And sometimes you could do it on, I think everybody does it on their own on some level with what they watch. They're like, what if it was like this? Sure. Let's move on.
Yeah, truly. I mean, there's nothing wrong with doing it. It's just like, but we're not going to do it. And it's like, and we're not redoing the movie. Though I can get why people, obviously we talk about it all the time, the Sonic animation for the movie. But like, and we do live in a world where there's a new Harry Potter coming out. Like, what? And it's not even like a new story. It's just like recast, and it's a TV show instead of a movie. You're like, why? But
so I've never read the books, the Harry Potter books. I've watched the movies. I like the movies quite a bit. But I know, talking to you and my sisters and everybody else has read the books, that they've left a lot out. So I'm just wondering if they're still gonna leave like a lot out, and you're just like, they just split the movies up into a show. Because there's been a few times that I'm like, oh, maybe they'll flesh things out on like other things, and you just get basically the same thing redone. You're like, what the hell is the point?
It wouldn't be much different. I mean, I'm sure the acting could be totally different, but like, it's like the story's not going to change that much. It's just like, how you had Lord of the Rings and then you got the extended cuts. That's what it would be like. They're like, here's more Treebeard. I'm like, cool. Here's another goblin. Like, okay.
Yeah, I mean, I'm sure the show will do well though. People, I mean, I know J.K. Rowling, whatever, but like,
yeah, that's.
But yeah, you know what though? I bet you people will still watch it. They just won't admit to it. It'll be like people not watching Avatar, and then it still makes $1 billion. You're like, but I thought nobody watched Avatar. I didn't watch it. You have 7 ticket stubs in your pocket, sir. I didn't watch it. I don't know what you're talking about. It's probably going to be like that because I think people still love Harry Potter, and you can, remove J.K. Rowling from the situation if you feel that way. And if you don't, then you're watching it anyway, or you're not because whatever. But I don't know if I'll watch it. I guess we'll wait and see.
Yeah.
But
yeah, it's like, why even obsess over what Mark Hamill is like? They're not going to redo Last Jedi. It's the movie that made them scared to make movies. So it's like, it's like, why would we redo this? Just make another Star Wars movie.
Which also again drives me bonkers that they greenlit the movie and allowed it to be made and had such faith in the movie. Like nobody saw that coming. Either nobody saw it coming or they were willing to take the blow, but maybe the blow was more powerful than they anticipated. I don't really know. It still made a lot of money. It didn't make the problem is it didn't make as much as Force Awakens.
Right.
And then Solo afterwards really kind of like boom, and they're like, Star Wars is dead. Star Wars is like, no. I think though, because I'm a huge prequel nut, but you're not, but you like the Clone Wars, and you feel like the Clone Wars flesh out the prequels a lot more.
Yeah.
And what drives me nuts is now they have Disney Plus where they can actually do Clone Wars for the sequels, but they could do it also in live action.
Yep.
And for some reason, they're not doing that either. Like Mandalorian kind of started to go there, and then it kind of holds back. And you're like, but you can do it. You can flesh these things out. You can tell us, and they're just not.
No, let's not do that. I'm like, okay.
We got a question from Ron in the chat. He wrote on Facebook earlier, like I wrote, Starfighter will be at the test bed for the sequel area. And he's asking, what are your guys' feelings about Starfighter being a test bed for the sequel era? Because it takes place 5 years after the Rise of Skywalker. Whatever that means. I don't even know what that means.
Sequel to the sequels.
But like, I've never understood time in Star Wars. They just kind of happen.
I mean, not to like cheap out of the answer, but like until I'm sitting in the seats, I don't believe this movie's happening. Like it's just been like it's just like it kind of like constantly let down by big franchises like this. Like I was just reading something on Instagram. I was saying like Ironheart just finished. That was the series with the Lady Iron Man, where it was like all the episodes in 2 different Tuesdays. Like what? But there's actually this is Star Wars related because Alden Ehrenreich plays a character in that who's kind of a villain and kind of not. He's like, his character was supposed to be in Captain America Brave New World, and he was going to create the Serpent Society, and they're all going to be robots. It's just like, who cares? I don't care. You made those things, and I'm like, oh, I'm sure they also wanted to put, like, purple Doctor Doom in this as well. Like, I don't know. Like, it's just like, oh, they were going to do this. Yeah, people have ideas that didn't happen. It doesn't exist. If you want to see that, then make a what if series about it, but they're not going to make any more of those what if series.
Really?
I think so. I feel like the last season was like announced like this is it. And they're like, okay, I don't know why you stopped.
Again, like the whole like Marvel drives me nuts where Star Wars wants to do it. It's like everything's connected. It's like just make a damn cartoon. Just make an animated show that I could just sit like X-Men 97.
Give
a crap. And then people are,
exactly.
Is it part of this? I don't give a crap. I don't give a crap. I just want to sit and watch the damn thing.
I hope they never ruin that. They know they're gonna try.
Oh, yeah.
It's
but
like,
I don't care. I watched the thing. I loved it, and I didn't care. Like I didn't care. Didn't care.
It's so good. Our friend Dave just finally watched that, and he's like, "This is so good." He's like, "I'm only gonna watch 2 episodes." It's like 5 hours later, I watched the whole thing. I'm like, wow.
I watched 2 episodes a night, I think, for like a week or week and a half.
Yeah.
And I was like, I mean, I don't think I had Disney when it came out, so I waited a little. I was late, but like once I got it, I was like, okay, I got to watch X-Men now. And I was like, this is, I thought it was really good. But again, it didn't connect to anything, and it didn't have to. And I still cared more about it than half the other stuff I'm watching. So I think, like, what if they're like, this isn't really what happened? I don't care.
I don't care.
I don't care. If it's good, I'm going to watch it. That's how they need to do it. But
I don't know. So, anyways, Mark Hamill, stop talking. Like, ugh.
Again, though, we don't know. Like, we got to check how he was prompted into that. Also,
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
And one more from Ron in the chat. That's the other thing I wrote. How connected Starfighter is to sequels will be the make or break. I don't think it'll be connected much at all. They might get a character mention, but I'm not saying like necessarily Poe Dameron, but maybe like Elo Atsi or something like that will make an appearance in some capacity. That's how I feel it'd be connected. I think just to show that time period. Yeah, I don't think we're gonna get. We're not gonna get like Ray or Finn or anything.
I was gonna say I just forgot that it's 5 years later. It's like just have an older Asian woman who's like, "Hello, my name is what's her face."
Rose could be in it. God, imagine if Rose.
She could be in it. She's not a pilot, but like
she's a mechanic. She's working on flying. Do you think this movie takes place where Ryan Gosling is an X-wing pilot, but he's actually just like a teacher? And they're like, Maybe. You have to go into space. And he goes, I don't want to go to space. I'm not an astronaut. And then he flies to space on a Hail Mary expedition.
He's got PTSD from like the not the rebellion. What's the new version? Resistance. From the Resistance. I don't hate it. Like, see, that's the thing. It's just like you could just put any story and be like, let's go. Like, to answer Ron though, like I am always in for some kind of connection. But I am not going to be upset if it's just like it exists in this and like yeah, we said Coruscant and Tatooine, but that's about it. There's like, oh hey, remember Darth Vader? That was crazy. Remember him? That's wild.
Yeah, no, you just gotta. It has to be in the like Skeleton Crew.
Yeah,
was in the universe. It just has to be in the universe. You don't have to go too deep, but you have to feel like you're watching Star Wars.
Yeah, like that's the thing. It's like Skeleton was a great little series, and it has. When does it exist? Is it in between?
Mandoverse.
It's Mandoverse, so it's
after Jedi.
Yeah, so I guess it's not really this post sequel era, but like it accomplishes it. But I think people are just like, oh, it's just kids. I'm like, who cares? Like it's like there was a lot of cool stuff in there, and like. The idea of a planet that has been closed off from like the entirety and events of like basically all the movies, like that's pretty wild.
We just had Skeleton Crew and Andor back to back. Like that's pretty solid Star Wars.
So, but Ron's right. It's not really. It is a what do you say? Test bed.
Yeah,
test bed. He's right. It's like it is a good. It is a it. Yeah, because I guess Grogu and Mando and Moku, Mando and Grogu isn't really it, but yeah. Star Wars Top Gun, I could get really into that.
I guess
like Starfighter is that like why not? Like you just have. I mean, I think Gosling can do what Tom Cruise does in a movie where it's just like. You love me. It's like, I do love you, Ryan Gosling. It's like, let me do a thing that you also like. I'm like, okay. Like, he could just be his character from, what's that movie he just did where he's a stuntman? The Fall Guy. Like, he just makes that movie in Star Wars. I'm like, yeah, okay. Like, I'm like.
It'd probably make more money if it was in Star Wars.
Yeah, probably. A lovable scamp with a heart of gold. Yeah, I'm in.
All in. Can't beat it. Ryan Gosling, don't let us down, buddy.
Don't let us down.
Otherwise, you know what I hope? I really hope that before every screening of Star Wars Starfighter, they play an episode of Breaker High. But you don't know what episode you're getting when you go in. It's like Clue. Clue had 3 different endings. There's like 4 different episodes of Breaker High. And you're like, I don't know which one's going to be. I don't know which one. I hope he says, beam me up Biscotti in this one.
It's like one episode where he's barely in it, which I don't think is possible, but
he made that show. Him and the guy from Brampton. That's he had a pretty good career too, actually. Good for them. Dale's here. Hi, Dale. All right, time for the odds, Brock. We're going to go to the odds.
Let's do it.
They have changed the layout on here.
What? The possibility of successfully navigating an asteroid field is approximately 3,720 to 1.
Never tell me the odds.
Never
tell me the odds. It's brought to you and James and you and you and you and you and me by patreon.com/Rebel Scum Podcast. If you like what we do, why don't you come and support us at patreon.com/Rebel Scum Podcast and tell us what to do.
Next
'Cause
week,
we-
by the way, if we have a show, we're going to announce the winner of the contest. So if you haven't participated in the contest, watch last week's episode 370. Oh, wait, we're on 374, not 373. Hold on.
Whoopsies.
Watch 373 and give us the answer on Patreon. The contest is for Patreon members only. Ron right now is really hoping to win the art of the acolyte. He's
And this is what you get if you go to patreon.com/Rebel Scum Podcast and support us in any way you can. We love you. We need you. Pick me. Choose James. Love us. That's from Grey's Anatomy. And
What?
those people are, it's a famous line. The people that love us and choose us are Heidi Feder, executive producer, Barry Brophy, Dennis Allen, Sooner Thrawn, Randy Kenobi, Mary Kristen Aton, Dale Ehrman, Phil Stanforth, Rez, Scott D, Josh Price,
Matt W, Frank Lowry, Frank Perkins, Neil Lowry. Oof, sorry about that. Cosmic Girl 02, Gleek Play 1, Denim, Nurse Disney, Desi, Charlotte, Ron Prasak, and Jeff Wilson. Thank you guys so much.
boom.
Here we go. Never tell me the odds. What are the odds? We got a canon explanation for Jar Jar's fate.
Ooh.
Well, it's like an explanation. Now in one of the books, he becomes like a thing, but I didn't really care for that one. So, I mean, I think it was fine, but beyond that, though, something's got to happen with Jar Jar.
I'm gonna say 40%. I want 100% to happen, and just like a brief mess. Like, I can't remember what it was called, but remember there's like that one fan made animation where it's like Han and Chewie are making a run, and they're like trying to escape the Empire, and then they dump their cargo. It's like the job, and it's like all that floats by is Jar Jar frozen in carbonite, and you're like, that's what they dropped, and then Jabba was mad. So I would love it. So I'm gonna go 40%. I don't know if they want to return to that, but
I got a great way to bring Jar Jar back, but I'm not going to tell you because I'm waiting for my meeting with Kathleen Kennedy next week.
KK, before you retire.
KK, call. I'm going to go full Brock.
Nice.
Yeah, that's how we go. My explanation, don't have one. Just going to go full Brock. I hope we get it, but I don't believe we will.
Yeah.
Never tell me the odds. What are the odds we get a series told fully from a villain's perspective? Well, we all kind of thought the Acolyte was going to be. Are we actually going to get the villain story told in full?
I want to say 75%. I think that's possible because they really haven't done that in a movie. And it's just like, even the series, like, it's always sort of from the point of view of like the quote unquote good guys. Like, even Book of Boba Fett is like, he's kind of a good guy, even though he's technically a bad guy. Oh, I didn't tell you this, but just talking about good guys and bad guys. So that Chewbacca on the ATSD that you gave me like years ago, and I've been keeping in my kitchen.
Oh yeah,
like my 40th birthday. My nieces came over and they saw it, and they're like, "What is this?" It's like, "That's Chewbacca." It's like, "What is the thing he's in?" It's like, "That's an ATSD." It's like, and then they pointed at like the laser cannons on the front. They're like, "What are these?" It's like, they shoot lasers. It's like, they're guns. And I'm like, "Yeah." It's like, "That's bad." And I'm like, "Yeah." But it's like, so Chewbacca is bad. I'm like, "No," but like, yeah, I was like, I'm like, oh man,
out of here. I had for my birthday, I got my gift was given to me in a Grogu gift bag.
Nice.
And my daughter comes and goes, "Dada, baby Yoga." And I was like, "Oh." And then she had there was like an actual Yoda. She grabbed it. She goes, "Dada Yoga." So she wasn't saying Baby Yoda because we call it Baby Yoda. She was calling it Baby Yoda because it was a Yoda that was a baby, which is why we actually all started to call Grogu Baby Yoda to begin with. And I was like,
yeah, exactly.
Unprompted on the Baby Yoda by her. I was very proud of her. Ron, we're all liking your Top Gun Star Wars idea. Let's make it. And our final line, today.
terrible.
What are the odds? We find out Snoke Snoke was one of many failed Palpatine clones, each with its
Oof.
own agenda.
I mean, I think we were all dying for that.
Yeah.
It happening maybe 60%. I think it was a hugely missed opportunity in the mostly Mando series. Like it's right there. Like that one scene where you're like, what's all that stuff in the tubes? And then we're like, we never will go back. No.
We talked about this yesterday on Flying Casual. It's like minus 10,000. We talked about it, though, we're like, they're so reactionary that like they're like no more Book of Boba Fett and no more what's the other one they're not doing? Obi-Wan, maybe Obi-Wan now. I was like, but those shows, I know I'm one of 7 people who like Book of Boba Fett, and I wasn't too crazy about Kenobi, but those shows had good ratings all the way through.
Yeah.
Like Andor didn't have great weight. I think it did in season 2, maybe season 1. It wasn't like blowing the socks off of the ratings.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't understand. Like they're like, well, fans didn't really like it. Okay, well then make the second season better. Just make the second, like do something with the second season. I don't understand. They're so reactionary on it.
Yeah.
And I'm bringing this up because what you said about Snow is like, yeah, we want to learn more, but they're like, fans didn't like that episode. Take it all out. You're like, why? Just go with the story. Just beef up the story a little bit. Make us care. Like, don't just throw it away because they're too reactionary.
And it's like Boba Fett could easily just pop into Grogu or Mandalorian, no problem. Like half of his series is about Mandalorian. Like
literally, which is another problem. They should stop naming these shows after.
Yeah. But like, I'm sure there is actual checks and balances because they like. We can't just be making shows and they don't make money. I get the business part of it. But it's just like we now live in a world where like streamers have their own production companies. Like Disney Plus is Disney, obviously. Netflix is making its own movies and putting it in whatever. Like what's this way? Amazon owns MGM. Like it's just like you're just like you have the capability of making it, but I guess it's like I just watched The Residence on Netflix. It's like a mystery that happens in it's like a whodunit in the White House. Funny enough, and this one popped in my head, it's like Giancarlo Esposito is the guy that dies. So I'm like, oh, Moff Gideon, like so good, but it's not. It's a great show. Highly suggest. It's not getting renewed. Like, granted, it's a mystery like. Knives Out, where if you did a second season, you would go to another place and you would probably not have the same title. So maybe it's a fake, but it's made by Shonda Rhimes. Like Shonda Rhimes. it's just like it's like Tyler Perry's like, oh, we're not gonna make any more of your movies. It's like, who cares? Tyler Perry's just gonna make another movie or a show. He does not care. Like it's just like it's so weird when they're like, we cancel it. I'm like, are you doing a fake out? Because like that show specifically, it could just be called something else, or the character could exist in something else. Like it's like the story is great, the character is really interesting because she's quirky and unique. Same thing with like any of the characters in the shows. Like Obi-Wan, like you get Ewan McGregor to do something. His wife works for you. Like you just pop him into something.
He's getting too old. He's going to be too old soon.
He's going to be Alec Guinness.
Utilize him while you can. Just grab him in there and do something with him. And
you don't have to call it the same title. Just make it a new title.
They honestly, their first mistake was calling it The Mandalorian. I think that was the first mistake. They should have called it Star Wars Chapter 1. Or they should just call it Star Wars something like nondescript.
Yeah.
And then you keep going, and then Book of Boba Fett just falls into that, and you're like, here's more, but it's just not about one character, it's about a whole thing. And then you kind of that's what we buy into. But instead it's like this character, and then Andor's not in it enough for it to be called Andor, and Boba Fett leaves, and it's that problem doesn't exist if you just call it Star Wars. 11%.
11%. I don't know. Make something. Crying out loud.
Why they don't want our money in the movie theater?
No.
All right, Sith or that.
Sith or that.
Supposed to do it earlier, but we didn't. I sipped over it.
Oh,
The stranger from the Acolyte appearing in live action again, or Bothan's finally on the screen.
oh, the stranger. May Jacinto, let's go. You're an excellent actor. I will
You know what?
sacrifice the Bothans again for this.
Yeah, many Bothans will die for me to get the stranger back. I think the stranger is a great character with a lot of potential. We didn't get all that potential, and there's more to that character that could be very interesting. Even in the hands of somebody else, could be a very interesting character. More K2SO or more BB-8?
I love BB-8, but like anything Alan Tudyk, like I'm in. So I gotta go K2SO.
Yeah, same. K2SO.
Like,
I like BB-8, but K2SO, yeah. There's more you can do with them, I think, too.
yeah.
And our final set of that, you will only have animated Star Wars shows on Disney Plus from now on, or you will get an animated movie.
Shows. But then you don't get any live action shows. It's just animated.
Just animation.
I'd still do animated shows because you know why? They'll actually make them. Like they'll be made faster.
Yeah, I'm gonna go with that as well. Because then we also got live action movies. Give me my movie.
Yeah.
Let's give me my movie. That's it of that. Let us know your sit of that in the comments below. Here we go. Top 5.
Top 5. I forgot. I don't even know if I read what the top 5 was.
When does your flight take off tomorrow?
8.
Are you flying yourself?
Yeah.
You're the pilot? Yeah.
I am the pilot. Listen, look at me. I am the pilot now. That's not how it works.
Do they still let kids in the cockpit? Is that
Yes, because my nieces just went to Mexico and they went in the cockpit on the way there and the way back. There's 2 pictures. Like
I did that as a kid. It was what a moment.
The oldest one was like, "This is fun," and the other 2 are like, "What is this?"
You'll get it when you're older.
Mm-hmm.
The animated content's better, and Lone Phoenix is K2SO. Here we go. Top 5 Luke Skywalker moments. Talking about Luke Skywalker. Let's go with top 5 Luke Skywalker. I just got an email that Prime Day is flying by. Doesn't it end on like the 11th?
Yeah.
Like it's Prime Week.
This is the next 4 days.
Also, the deals have kind of sucked. So
yep, big time.
Yeah, like I'm like, oh, good. This deal that was there yesterday, cool. I'm Luke Skywalker. I'm here to rescue you.
Nice. Does he still have the helmet on? Yeah, he has.
That's when he takes it off because I'm a big
fan.
You know how I am. I'm a big fan of them with the helmet on. So he's on, and then he takes it off. He's like, I'm Skywalker. You know,
huh?
Aren't you a little short for a stormtrooper? No, the costume fits perfectly. This is fitted.
He's a short king. Mine is going to be a joint effort from Last Jedi, everybody's favorite Star Wars movie. It's going to be between throwing the lightsaber over his shoulder and the milking of the thing, the green milk. Because like everybody hates it, but like it kind of works for what he's going for. He's trying to be crazy. And that's kind of good. It's just like it's the first thing we see of him, and everyone got mad about that. So I get it. I get why people hate it.
Yeah, I know what you're saying. I think there's a line, like Yoda never crossed that line. He just kind of like chewed the hot dog and threw it out at Luke. It's the fish. The Muppet fish drives me nuts. I just hate the Muppet fish.
It's like, no, but like think about those scenes and then think about what he was thinking in his head is like, I've lost everything. I'm just crazy now. And I'm like, that does work. Like they didn't explain it properly, and I will give him that. Like there needs to be a better explanation of why exactly Luke is given up. But it is what it is.
My number 4. Let's go. That is why you fail, Luke. That is why you fail.
My number 4 is gonna be, but with the blast shield down, how can I fight? Like, just like perfect example of how annoying Mark Hamill is in the first one. He's just like, you're still figuring this out as an actor. But you know what? Maybe not.
I hope your number one is Rise of Skywalker when he's a Force ghost and he catches the
Oh,
lightsaber.
it's definitely on there.
My number 3 is Mandalorian season 2 finale wiping those Death Troopers out. Wiping them out. I was gonna go higher, but I was like, I gotta go Mark Hamill for 1 and 2. So that's where I'm going.
My number 3 is then going to be the crate scene between him and Kylo. I always like the look of that, and like how like the whole point of like there being salt and then red underneath is to reveal that he's not there. I think that's great. I think it's a good showdown, and I think if there had been more of that, I think people would have preferred Rise of Skywalker, or sorry, Last Jedi on a regular. Like if Luke doesn't die at the end of Last Jedi, I think like Rise of Skywalker is just scenes like that.
Yeah.
But what do I know?
Apparently more than Lucasfilm. My number 2 is the trench run.
Mm-hmm.
That's it.
That's
it's a
it.
trench run. That's it.
My number 2 is going to be his return in Mandalorian season 2. I remember that episode. Just what? I'll put it to a specific. You don't even see him. It's like the X-wing just flies under, and you're like, "Oh my god, could it be?" Like, and it was. It's just like I remember watching that, and being like, "Oh, yeah,
yeah." I remember. I remember your text. My number 1 is just him and Vader, Return of the Jedi, or I Am Your Father. No, that's impossible. Or Return of the Jedi. You know what? Let's do Empire Strikes Back. I Am Your Father. No. There's too many of them. They're all good.
Yeah.
You pick which one you want. It's one of those two. I don't know. I Am Your Father. Such an iconic moment.
I don't know what my number 1 is.
When he gives Grogu the choice between becoming a Jedi or the Mandalorian armor.
Honestly, that scene that's completely stolen from like Lone Wolf and Cub or whatever. I'm gonna go with Trench Run. I mean, it's like that scene is like iconic, but just like I don't feel like you truly understand the Force till you see that. Like you're like, oh, they can move stuff with their minds and they can confuse them, but it's like you don't really understand it till you see like he literally forces that thing into the trench, or he doesn't even.
Yeah,
use his mind.
It's very simple too. It's like a simplistic visual and the action, but it portrays everything exactly as he has to.
Is that the first time you hear Obi-Wan's voice after he's died? Yes.
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 No. He says. I think he tells him to run when they're in the Death Star.
Yes, run, Luke, run. Right.
Run, Luke, run. Alec Guinness just in like recording studio with a Irish whiskey or something. It's like run, Luke, run. Oh, George. Those are our top 5. Let us know your top 5 Luke Skywalker moments in the comments down below to the side of whatever they are. 374 of these in the bag. Brock, did you take a look at episode 7 at all when I sent you the rundown?
I briefly. That was amazing. It's the rundown from our episode 7.
Episode 7 rundown. Do I have it on here? I think I hear it. Oh, wait, no. Oh, it's episode 14 I also found. Look at that. Wow. Episode 7. Here we go. Episode 7. Hello, scumbags, and welcome. We used to write stuff down. Can you believe that? What blew my mind was we called it News Hollow, not Hollow News. That's what was crazy. Never tell me the odds. Let's go over these odds quickly.
Yeah,
odds of Yoda appearing in episode 8. Odds of Yoda appearing in episode 8. Odds of Anakin appearing in episode 8, and odds of us getting a title for episode 8 before Christmas. 2 out of 3. No, 1 out of 3 ain't bad. 2 of them.
Yeah.
The title was January. Anakin did not appear, but Yoda did.
Yeah. What did we see at Celebration? Was that the first trailer or the Full
First
trailer.
trailer. Yeah, that was a
Yeah.
first trailer. Yeah. Crazy.
Rule of 2. Books and comics.
Yeah, books and comics. And then look at this, episode 14, top 5 ways Rogue One could start.
Wow.
Well, here's my top 5 are listed here. Dish
read
being
them.
inserted into Death Star,
Mhm.
Vader and the Emperor, Imperial shuttle flying through space and landing on whatever planet Galen Erso is on. All right. Narration and missed feet splash through a puddle. Oh, misty feet splash through a puddle. All right. Odds of Jyn Erso appear in Rebels. Odds of Rogue One cold open. Odds of a different end credit theme for Rogue One.
Amazing.
That one aired Monday, November 21st at 7 p.m. November on 2016. In 2016. 9 years ago.
Wow. Were you married at this point?
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, you've been married the whole time we've been doing this.
Yeah.
And now you have a child, and I am married and own a house, and have a Nubs action figure. Nubs.
Dollarama?
Yeah, Dollarama.
I have a apple in a cup. The apple does not come out of the cup. It is wood. I was given this for breakfast.
Is that
It's
a
just
toy?
solid wood. Yeah, it's just solid wood. Solid wood. There we go. All right, everybody. Thanks for watching. It's been a blast. Hit the like button, subscribe button, all those buttons. Brock, anything else you want to say?
Nope. Thanks for
sense.
listening. Thanks for watching.
It makes sense because you were always scum.
Rebel Scum.
Hey scumbags, thanks for watching. Don't forget to give us a thumbs up on our video. As always, please subscribe to our YouTube channel, Rebel Scum Podcast, for all the latest videos.